Good morning, Class 4-3. Mr. Waterman here with today's Language Arts lesson in Period 3 on Friday, January 29th, 2021. I hope everyone is safe and well. Yesterday, we had a test over adjectives that compare on pages 145 and 146. We are going to go over the test answers. Please check your answers correctly, and I will tell you how many points are possible in the end. For part A, we had to read each sentence, write yes if the underlined adjective is the correct form or the correct spelling. Then we had to write no if it is not the correct form or the correct spelling. Good luck. I hope everyone did well. Number 1. Since the bottom of the ocean is the murkiest part, murkiest is wrong. Take out the Y and add an I. Some deep sea fish have feelers as well as eyes. So let's write no. Number 2, the small cookie cutter shark can catch and eat much larger fish. This is correct. We write yes. Number 3, to me, jellyfish are the scariest fish. Again, that should not be with a Y. It should be with an I. So the answer is no. Number 4. This clownfish has the brightest colors of all. That is correct. Yes. Number 5. It's chillier in this water than over there. No Y. That should be spelled with an I, I-E-R. So the answer is no. Number 6. That is the strangest looking shell of all. This is correct. Remember, we always use EST as an ending for the adjective when comparing more than two things. This part is worth 6 points. Part B, we had to read each sentence, use the correct form of the adjective in parentheses. Write it on the line. Number 7. This lionfish has the longest spines I have ever seen. L-O-N-G-E-S-T. Number 8. Next to the green algae, the coral looked even redder than before. R-E-D-D-E-R. Number 9. You will be safer if you wear a life preserver. S-A-F-E-R. Number 10. September is one of the stormiest months. We need to spell stormiest. S-T-O-R-M-I-E-S-T. Stormiest. Number 11. This fish tastes saltier than the other one. S-A-L-T-I-E-R. Number 12. You look paler than I do. P-A-L-E-R. L-E-R. And there you have it. These are the correct answers for page 145. This is out of 6 points. 12 points total on this page. Now, let's look at page number 146. For the last part of the test, you had to read the sentences below. Look for mistakes in how adjectives are formed and how words are capitalized. Rewrite the sentences correctly. Number 1. The Great Barrier Reef near Australia is the largest reef that living creatures have built. Mistake number 1. Barrier needs a capital B. Mistake number 2. Australia needs a capital A. Mistake number 3. Largest. Take out one of the E's. Now, rewrite. The Great Barrier Reef near Australia is the largest. There's no space, so I'm going to squeeze it here. Reef that living creatures have built. So for number 1, 4 points are possible. You get 1 point for each mistake, for circling each mistake, and 1 point for writing the sentence correctly. That's 4 points. 2. The sea turtles of Australia. Australia is a mistake again. That needs a capital A. Are the cuter turtles I have ever seen. Cuter turtles I have ever seen. That should be cutis. C-U-T-E-S-T. Let's rewrite it. The sea turtles of Australia are the cutest, C-U-T-E-S-T, cutest turtles I have ever seen. My. These lines are not long enough for these sentences, right? That's not cute. How many points are possible for this page? Or for this number? 1, 2, and 3 out of 3 points. Number 3. The red bass is the oldest fish on the Great Barrier Reef. Oldest, we only need 1 D. And then great, capital G, barrier, capital B, reef, capital R. Let's rewrite. The red bass is the oldest fish on the Great Barrier Reef. So for number 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points. Finally, number 4. Aunt Carol said most clams are much tinier than the giant clam. Carol needs a capital C. Let me write that a bit better for you. Capital C for Carol. Okay? Tinier. Take out the Y, add an I. Okay? Then the giant clam. So, Aunt Carol said most clams are much tinier than the giant clam. Okay? So now, when you look at that, sorry, one mistake, tinier, I forgot to double the N. T-I-N-N-I-E-R. There we go. Okay? So, we have 1, 2, 3 points possible. So, the total number on this page, 15 points possible out of 15. 15 plus 12, this is out of 27. Out of 27 points. When you have added up your totals, please write it at the top. And remember, when it's time to come into school, bring this in, and then I can record your test scores. I hope everyone did well. Now, let's move on to today's activities. We are going to start a new unit. On page, excuse me for a second, sharpen my pencil. We're going to be working on pages 147 and 148. Now, this new point is comparing with more and most. Please listen as I read each point. Point 1. For long adjectives, use more and most to compare people, places, or things. Point 2. Use more to compare two people, places, or things. Point number 3. Use most to compare more than two. Listen to the directions. Write more or most to complete each sentence correctly. Now I will read each sentence. Number 1. Your lemon cake is the blank delicious dessert of all. 2. Uncle Romy had an even blank enormous belly than my father. Enormous means really large. 3. He made the blank interesting collage I have ever seen. 4. New York City is blank exciting than my hometown. 5. But for me, North Carolina will always be the blank comfortable place in the world. 6. Uncle Romy's studio was the blank glorious mess I had ever seen. 7. I thought my birthday would be blank pleasant if Aunt Nanette were there. 8. This birthday turned out to be the blank special birthday ever. 9. Uncle Romy was blank familiar with New York baseball teams than I was. 10. This summer vacation Was blank enjoyable than last year's vacation? 11. Could this get blank exciting than yesterday? And number 12. This is the blank fun I've ever had. Now, let's do a few together. Number 1. Your lemon cake is the most, M-O-S-T, delicious dessert of all. We are comparing more than two, and anytime you see the word all, this is a hint to use most. Number 2. Uncle Romy had an even more, M-O-R-E, enormous belly than my father. We use more because we are comparing two things, Uncle Romy's belly and my father's belly. Okay? Please do numbers 3 through 12 on your own. And then what I would like you to do is to write sentences of your own. Write 2 sentences using the word more and 2 sentences using the word most. Okay? You can write them right here on this page. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? All right. Once you have finished, please turn the page to page number 148. Listen as I go through each point. Point number 1. For long adjectives, use more and most to compare people, places, or things. Point 2. Use more to compare two people, places, or things. Point number 3, use most to compare more than two. And point number 4, when you use more or most, do not use the ending ER or EST. For example, we have many examples here. I'll go through and show you exactly what that means. Okay? Rewrite each sentence. Use the correct form of the adjective. First, I will read each sentence. 1. Harlem is the more excitingest place I've ever been. 2. The sounds of the traffic outside made me feel more awaker than at home. 3. At first, Aunt Nanette seemed more caringer than Uncle Romy. 4. My visit to my grandparents' house is the most peacefulest time I can remember. 5. My aunt and uncle are most importanter to me than they used to be. 6. Uncle Romy is the most artistic person I know. Number 7. I was more carefuler with this collage than I usually am. Number 8, my mother makes the more excellentest pepper jelly I have ever tasted. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Many mistakes. All right. For number 1, you know not to use more or most with anything ending in ER or EST. So, Harlem is the more excitingest place I've ever been is wrong. That's wrong. More exciting place I've ever been is still wrong. We have to use most, right? Harlem is the most exciting place I've ever been. There we go. Let's do number 2 together. The sounds of the traffic outside made me feel more awaker than at home. More is correct. We're comparing two things, but awaker, that's wrong. It should just be more awake. So let's rewrite. The sounds of the traffic outside made me feel more awake than at home. And there you go. Please complete numbers 3 through 8 on your own. And that's it for your period 3 lesson. Thank you very much, students. I know it's becoming a lot longer because the activities are becoming more difficult. Okay? If you have any questions, you can email Mr. Waterman at any time. Take care, stay safe and well, and I will see you in just a few moments in period 4. Hope you're having a great day studying so far. Bye-bye for now.